Hello. Everything working good. Let's see. All right. I think we are good. Okay. I haven't done a stream in a while. It's been a bit, but I've been insanely busy. Like really busy. Um so yeah. But I'm glad to be back here. I'm glad to be able to talk to you guys, communicate with you guys. I mean that seriously. It's always a lot of fun doing that. Uh, I like interaction or like that rather. Okay. So I figured we got some stuff going on with Disco Elysium. Um, you know, I'm really bad at keeping secrets. I always try to keep secrets regarding um oh, my cat's meowing at me. She wants something from me. I'm really bad at keeping secrets, all right? So I try to, like, some videos I like to keep a secret, but it's very difficult. Nonetheless, I suppose I can go ahead and just say it to 25 of you or so. Um, I think actually this next video that I'm making is gonna be around Disco Elysium. So you know how on Patreon I always give everyone the ability to vote on specific choices for a new video. In between the lines, every other video or whenever it's sort of necessary, I kind of do my own spiel. I do a video of my choosing. Most of the videos, actually, I would like to say, are chosen from patrons, but nonetheless, I'm doing something a little bit different here and making a video around Disco Elysium. I'll try to keep the details a little hidden, but nonetheless, I want to use a lot of my gameplay footage. I got to record some gameplay for it because obviously in a video that would be in that. I feel like this is a good excuse to get a third playthrough in. I've done two playthroughs of this. Um, so I think I've done a logic. That was my first one. I think logic. I think I saw some stats. Logic is the best skill sort of thing. Logic is the best. Like the skill checks in that game, like almost always favor like logic, encyclopedia, those sort of personality traits. I did the second go round, I did like a really stupid fascist playthrough. It was very hard actually. Like in video games, I'm very bad at being the bad guy. Like I'm very like I can't do it. Like it's impossible. Like anytime there's like I do an evil playthrough, it's so fucking difficult. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel that way too. I know my brother, I was talking to him about that. He says he struggles with that. Sometimes it's very tough for me to be like a horrible human being in a video game, but to get the full experience of a video game, you know, like Disco Elysium, you want to do that. So I did a fascist playthrough and my skill check was like really like high physical like hand-eye coordination, but I was stupid as fuck. And it was fucking hilarious actually. Uh but now I think I'm going to do like emotion. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, Andre, I was very high in Shivers. Which surprises me. I thought Shivers would be something like emotion. I didn't realize that it was a physical like check. That kind of surprised me a little bit. All right, guys, let me start this up. But how are you guys doing? How's everything going? Are you guys, we just did I just made that last video kind of announcing that I'm full-time. The financial instability of being full-time at this point, the channel's sort of trajectory. Definitely didn't anticipate being full-time this soon at all. And it, but nonetheless, though, I made that video, and the response has been very good. So I just, from the bottom of my heart, anyone in here who's a patron or anyone who's helped out, or I mean, even if you haven't financially supported, I mean, like the fact that I'm even able to do like anything to any capacity on YouTube is thanks to just anyone who views. So that's really fucking cool. But nonetheless, the people who allow me to financially sort of survive and live, kind of starting this new project. I mean, dude, it's like, I don't even have words for that. That's just so incredibly kind and selfless. Okay, let's do this. What about the music of this game? Here, let's see. What about the music? English and English. Like, this has like the best soundtrack I've ever heard in a game. There is... Oh, we should do a hardcore... Well... Should we do a hardcore mode? Yeah! Yeah, we're... Hardcore! Oh, it changes the music! Fuck yes! Oh... Oh, that's so cool. Oh, look, in the church. Look, check this out. Look, the church lights are going off. Look at this. I never realized that. Look at this. What politics are you doing this run? So I think I want to do like a I think what they call it in this game is the humanist. So I'm gonna be a liberal centrist, I think. I've never done that. The last one I did, I was a Marxist. Or I could be a Marxist. You know what, fuck it. I want to do another, I'll probably do another Marxist one. Hardcore to the mega. Watching, oh, no. So we're just gonna be doing the beginning. You probably wouldn't miss anything, but check this out. For people who have played, they'll recognize this. Another thing. A moralist, that's right. Another thing. This is very, very cool. I never realized this. I saw this in the Disco Elysium subreddit. The way that you are viewing this right now, for people who have beat this game, where does this, on this main screen, where does this view come from? Also, you can see how far back this goes, how big of a city and how small the map is. But like, the view comes from a specific area at the end of the game. And this main menu screen is through the eyes of that. I'm not gonna say a single thing because there would be some spoilers there. Empathy is associated with moralism. All right, then fuck it, we'll do that. I've never done a moralist. All right, new game. Sensitive. Inland Empire, that's right, that's the one thing I kind of wanted to do. Dude, I want to be able to convince Kim there's something crazy going on with the case. That's the one skill check I haven't been able to do. But I'm also... The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address, even the clearest... Yeah. This game, dude.
There is nothing. Only warm, primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
That'd be great. Kinda... He's dying.
Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby.
Simply keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Okay. No ex-wives are contained with it. This is great.
Yes, it is.
An awareness creeps up on you. And thus lies hidden in your dead angle. Soaking in
For anyone who is new, they're going to be confused by this. That's the point. No, I wanted to know about the X something.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to
I can imagine playing this game after going through a breakup and it being absolutely unbearable. Like, after going through that process of breaking up with someone and then playing this game, oh my god. Holy shit. I have to get off now. Like, I like pain burn. Like, what things would be.
Do you really?
Of course not. I went to sail the Inky.
Alright. Nothing down to fuck all, Borough.
I didn't have the GPU, so I couldn't... Oh. Oh, no. Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Look.
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being the song of like a fly to the ointment. Your conscience sticks to it. The limb.
You can take it. You're a champion.
Mother help me, there's a head attention and I'm in it. No, I'm not
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth. I know that a fiery streak penetrates your scalp.
Alright, this is where the amnesia pops in. Alright. Absolutely no clothes on. Alright. Commodore Red. Oh yeah, that's... If you guys haven't played this game's fucking hilarious too.
You hear a jingle. It says whirling in rag.
Got my key to my room. Alright. Let's see. Oh, also, probably be good to do this. So I have a mod on, guys, where I can turn off my HUD. So I'm actually going to start recording on my end. This is what we're doing. We're collecting gameplay. Oh, I guess you need it for this. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light.
Look,
hurts
now that
your
I'm playing
eyes.
hardcore mode, I
It's
can't
hazy.
save scum,
But you see
guys. That I like that though. I don't think I've ever done my last playthrough. I did very minimal save scum stuff. Kind of. Let's get this tie back down. No,
This family
Asan,
has
if
two
I'm pronouncing your
children
name right,
soldiers.
this is my
One
third.
ends in a tiny or has it been consigned there as punishment? The blades come squeak. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Little black spots dance on your retinas.
All right,
It's
look, it's even
almost
harder. Look.
Pleasurable. You
Oh, I
sweetheart,
got it.
What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie. With
All right, so I got the first check. I got my tie back. He is eating from the trash can. I love how in this game. Oh yeah, I only have one shoe. Okay, did I check this or I don't know if I did. He's walking real slow. Did I do that? Ah, yeah. Go take this. And here we can look in the
the
mirror.
mirror, hot water spray. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
I don't so I think with this game it's a mix. It's a mix of like it's skill based on like the percentage of you being able to get a skill check is, you know, if you're higher level in a certain thing. So like this game, these voices are personality traits and you can like level up these personality traits. And if your personality trait is like higher in something, you might be able to do something better. And these personality traits have like wacky names.
Really? Ulrich, as you slowly reach your hand
Here's the
towards
fun part.
bolt, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there.
All right, I'm gonna stick
and
by
you will never
Inland Empire.
overcome it.
He knows best.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollen. It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle. It's not. It's swollen and don't be scared. It's only your face.
I'm out of here. He's not gonna check it. Well, fuck it, I'll
a
do it.
mirror hangs on the wall, covered in as you abort. You clearly have behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
This is the face of a late-stage
Too late.
alcoholic.
You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh, wait. Is that an expression? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Check this out. You can, like, with this mod, you can, like, do this stuff. It's like, oh, wow. It's cool. Yeah.
You can't, can you? What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm.
Can't do those skill checks. About 2-3%. So yeah, it's a mix. I think it's soft and yeah, hard and soft. There's some checks that you can't like redo. Okay. Oh, and here's who is it? Oh, there's some money. Here's what you always want to do. You always want to take money whenever you can in this game.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises.
Am I military personnel? So you have amnesia. You got so fucked up one night. That's where the game takes place. Is you're starting a new case as a detective, and you get so fucked that you have amnesia. You don't remember shit.
No.
All right.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Yeah, I'm a businessman. Authorities got it right.
The young woman shakes her head slowly.
No. You're a police officer, sir.
You're shitting me.
Not unless you've been shitting us all this time. You've been here for 3 days on official police business, no less. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her. You want her physically.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
It's like the U.S. I love it. The small subtext, the small political subtext to everything in this game.
Mark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself.
Take the fail. It's gonna suck for you when you have to interrogate her later. That's right.
A fondness for contradictory statements.
I just come up with anything.
I'm sorry. I was being glib.
No, she's not. Reassert yourself by being flirtatious.
Let's do it. Electrochemistry knows best. Not really. Don't ever fucking listen to electrochemistry in this game, but we're going to.
Try the expression.
Oh, I did. Oh, shit. Sorry, Benzer. We can't go back. It's, this is, hardcore.
Alcohol raises testosterone levels, especially in men.
I'm letting her know.
Elevated after inebriation.
This is.
And the pain begins.
I'll let her talk.
Seek comfort. It's only natural.
I swear to God, this is the aesthetic that every fucking Twitter like left-wing e-girl goes for so hard, and it's so fucking apparent. Like, okay, all right, something. It's always the whole like I'm not into it. I think we talked about this one stream. The whole I think it's like neo Camus sort of aesthetic. That's the best way to describe it. Like Albert Camus did it best, right? The whole like unbothered, got a cigarette going on, you know, it's just like unfazed. I'm just, you know, I'm going through the absurdity of life and shit. And oh my God, everybody on Twitter who has a slightly inflated ego kind of just rocks that aesthetic. Like, I'm unbothered by this. They're trying to signal the whole, yeah, I don't know, the whole existentialism thing. The funny thing is, I don't know, it's just fucking, I don't know. I think to a point when enough people do enough things, it becomes cringe.
She puts out her cigarette.
And it's like, well, actually, it's not even that.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it never stops. Goodbye.
I think it's like more or less it's that people try to like signal things that are very inauthentic of themselves, right? Like, I'm unbothered. Bullshit. The fuck you are. You are very bothered by everything. As you should. And so am I. Yeah, like the Neo Camus post-witchy aesthetic. A little bit. I mean, that's maybe a good way to describe it. God damn it. Failing this check is canon. I'm fucking pissed because I got the check last time. Fuck. Whatever. It's the way of the world. We're gonna do... Look how cool this, like, non-HUD thing is. I like it. Alright, let's talk to
A man
guard.
in his late 20s stands behind the counter. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
I don't mean, I think I said this last time, I don't mean to offend the genuinely cool people. The genuinely cool people who rock the whole, like, Neo Camus, constantly smoking cig aesthetic. I just feel like a lot of the times, like, people are always trying to signal something about themselves that is so opposite of what they are, right? Like, maybe, I think this is the Hegelian in all of us in some ways. People are always trying to signal the exact opposite of what they actually are, right? It's like the people, I think the people who sort of put on the whole, like, unbothered thing are secretly the most bothered people by everything, you know? And that's okay, right? Like, you're a human being. You should be bothered by stuff. I think the whole, the best way to describe it is a very postmodern shtick of, like, I don't know. The whole cool... what's another... Yeah, the Chapo voice actors aren't in this edition. What the fuck? Were there, like, Chapo Trap House voice actors? Oddly enough, I was about to say, the whole Chapo Trap House, like, unbothered left-wing fucking political meme sort of thing is... What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Chapo voice actors? What the fuck? Was that a thing? I mean, that's really cool. Something tells me you don't like me.
You're a hero. A real hero cop.
Ben, we did fail that check. That fucking sucks. Yeah, Matt Christman actually is really... I like Matt Christman a lot, actually. What was... I feel like Matt Christman isn't I really, the whole, I think, okay, it's not first off, Virgil Texas sucks. Like, I think everyone kind of knows that. Like, Virgil Texas kind of fucking blows, and especially, like, I think there's something sort of very intrinsically, like, very, what's the best way to describe it with Virgil Texas? It's like, this is the most unimportant thing to talk about, but, like, what, Insecure, right? The whole, like, I need to put anarchists in their place. I find a lot of the whole, like, the sort of team-based anti-ideal, or the sort of anti-opposing ideology sort of thing, the team sports, it's always rooted in some lack in yourself, and you fulfill that lack by being a part of something. I don't know why. I just from the very core of, like listening to Virgil Texas talk and some of his more, like, arrogant sort of things, it just seems so insecure and, like, so not him. And then, of course, like, he got outed as a fucking groomer, in a really kind of gross way. Like, I think the girl was like 16, and nonetheless, like, I feel like that's sort of a that's, like, I don't know, like, that really sucks. And Chapo Trap House is such a popular podcast, and I suppose I totally understand its popularity, right? It's very entertaining in many ways. I also, like, I have this, like, serious shtick, like, about some stuff like that. I feel like what happens with a podcast like Chapo Trap House, and it's not entirely their fault, right? Because why can't you make comedy or make just, like, lightheartedness out of, like, political happenings, especially during the Trump era? It's not their fault. Like, fuck me, man. It's just almost the way people work and the way the universe works. But, like, podcasts like that, there's one really bad side effect. It's where people tend to like really take the not taking things seriously really, really to heart. And then everything becomes really like easily partitioned to a specific set of thoughts. So for example, have you guys do you guys hear the episode where I think, what is it, one of the girls on Chapo Trap House right now, she said Foucault went reactionary, like Foucault is actually a right winger, and it's like that's what I mean by that. Like the entire crowd, the entire small subset group of people who really can there's like this reaction to anything outside of Marxism as something that's just reactionary in general, or something that changes the trajectory of a sort of like revolutionary libidinal sort of thing. There's this very deep reaction to that at all times, and I find something like Chapo Trap House to lend itself very well to a specific set of aesthetics, and that aesthetics of being something that's not critical of shit. That said, I think Matt Christman is one of I feel like Matt Christman's one of the I don't watch a lot, like, right? So like I don't know a lot about Chapo Trap House other than the small things that I've seen. But some of like what I've seen from Matt Christman, he's usually the one with the really like I want to say thoughtful takes, I guess. I don't know. Everything I've heard from Matt Christman himself seems very thoughtful and like not something that is just like online shit posting in a podcast. Okay. Enough about Chapo. I don't hate Chapo at all. I just think there's and a lot of the problems with Chapo Trap House, it's sadly just not their fault. You know what I mean? Like I think there are things that happen. This is the thing about psychoanalysis. Things happen in the universe. Things happen within us that we can't control. And there are multi-layered side effects. There are multi-layered things that happen because of the things that we do, and we can't control those things. Nothing's linear. Nothing is like good or bad. There's both, and it's kind of like something psychoanalysis can help us out with is try to see the totality of what's going on. Try to break down those illusions. And when you break down those illusions, there's not like there's going to be good things that you're doing. There's also going to be really bad things that you're doing. Okay. You're a real hero, cop. Oh yeah, so here we pissed off Gart really bad.
Yes, you are a real decorated hero.
What did I do?
What did you not do? First you took the body down, then you solved the murder, then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even
yeah, Poop. As you say, if you go on TikTok, it's hysterical how many absolutely bland general socialists there are who, for some reason, yeah, the whole anti-anarchist thing is really, really stupid. And I like, again, if we can like add some context to that, I find the whole anti-anarchist thing, and I'm sure there's anarchists who do the same thing with Marxist-Leninists. It's this, again, we're centering everything from a very fundamental lack in control, understanding itself. The world's pretty fucking chaotic, man. And it's really, really easy to partition that lack onto the other. And it's really dull when I hear the whole fuck anarchist or you know, even I don't hear it as much. This is the thing too. I don't hear the whole like I don't hear shit from anarchists half the time. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I haven't really heard much. There's also another really dumb thing with that. Like I find a very, and this isn't like all bad. Like I think people like misunderstand me when I say this. I've said this before. There's a big difference between Lenin and Marx. Like Lenin really was like when you read Lenin versus Marx, especially like in many ways early Marx, right? I would say later Marx is a little bit closer to Lenin. And that makes sense, right? A lot of like there are huge fundamental differences. In many ways, I think I've heard some Marxist-Leninists call themselves Leninists, and I think that makes much more sense. Not to say that like you can't be a Marxist as a Leninist, you know what I mean? Like, but it makes a little bit more sense lingually, because like there is a big shift And I do think at the end of the day, this doesn't make them more correct, mind you. Like, Leninism or anarchism is more fruitful or more, like, helpful to, like, whatever they're trying to do. Has nothing to do with their closeness to Marx. That said, like, anarchists themselves are much more close to I think, what Marx and even Engels sort of prescribed as a political thing. Like, Engels, and that's, like, shown big time in the Critique of Philosophy of Right. In my mind, that is, like, really, really big. But I think definitely anarchists are much closer to the original Marxism. And I guess that makes sense, right? With I don't know. It's just I don't like the political. I don't like the really, like, sectarian nature of that. It's really quite dumb. And it's, like, something that's very ideological, and it's very, very unhelpful, to say the least. It's just stupid. Okay. Yeah, why they're so anti-anarchism, anti-ML. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's easy to totalize things. It's like, fuck Stalin, fuck, like, you know, fuck Orwell, or it's just really dumb. Like, these things don't really matter as much as you think that they do, especially when it comes to historical individuals. Okay, I only recently listened to Chapo. The interview with Adam Curtis was fine, pretty much as you described. Oh, so they interviewed Adam Curtis. That's pretty cool. How was that? Was you said it was as I described, so kind of like slapstick sort of thing, or was it kind of intimate? I don't know. I feel like when you're interviewing someone like Curtis, or anyone who applies theory or does apply to art, I prefer something more intimate rather than slapstick or sarcastic. I think that's another thing, guys, about a podcast like Chapo Trap House, is that it sort of, you're delving into very important, at the end of the day, like, very, like, in some ways important things, but you're breaking down that intimacy with sarcasm, and I think in a lot of ways it becomes like a very postmodern sarcasm. Yeah, it's the same thing with political satire in general, you know. It's definitely something not innate to Chapo. Okay, what?
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything.
This is why I don't stream video games too often, is I like talking about stuff. I really do.
No,
but then there's like this.
You around. I'm not always here.
I don't get to the game sometimes.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters.
Really? Hugo Ugopnik? Is that right? I think I know who you're talking about. I find I don't watch a lot of content creation. And I think that's if that's his sort of thing, if he talks about the sort of sectarian nature of how left-wing politics, you know, goes about, that's good. That's very good. His aesthetic, though, as a channel, strikes me as something that would be very, very unserious and very, very... But again, it's just aesthetics, you know? Like, it's not to say that, you know, we can't judge Ugopnik by that. But, yeah, you would think by looking at Ugopnik, I don't know much about him, he would be pretty, like, fuck anarchist, but I don't know.
Most likely on a wall.
The bird was ripped off the shield. It was used to mount it.
Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look. Your buddy is over there.
He doesn't want to explain. I think you destroyed the bird.
And talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm...
All right, here we meet Kim. Waiting for someone to sing into it. We're going to do all the cool stuff, guys.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Wait, can you arrest Gart immediately? Can you actually do that?
As you approach,
Kim is
his eyes
I find Kim to be the perfect human being.
If an assault were launched on this building
In many
right
ways.
now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Like, look at that. Like, esprit de corps is like your personality trait that's in tune with police culture. If the windows came crashing down in the world, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. Like, Kim is one of my favorite characters ever. Like, he's just...
He is your half-brother.
He is your half-brother.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be
I want
from
to
the
try... I want to
57th.
arrest him.
You realize
I've never done that
he's
before.
waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself.
We're going to invent a name and
Get
fail this check.
creative. Conceptualize. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
I'll be Rafa. I wonder what happens if you complete the check. Because I was Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau before.
You instinctively run your hand over the multi-patterned silk of your tie.
Don't worry! Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop.
Yes, well,
Yes, my name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
it looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean.
Yes,
Have
the
you mapped
police.
out the initial interview?
I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews? Okay. We'll have time for that after we take it. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
We're going to lie to him.
Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree?
No.
So,
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice.
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
But I can't remember
I
anything.
see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be...
A painkiller would be good about now. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that.
After you.
If you're about to embark on an
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman. I found.
If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But
Since you do have it, he doesn't believe that you actually have your badge. He's like, oh, that would be very bad. But if you I think he knows that there's just something really fucked up about you. I love
the
it.
man with the unimpressive beard notices you.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
As I said, Detective Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes...
Drew Ann,
keep an eye on the
how's
place.
it going, my friend?
This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
I would die for Kim, but he's a centrist. Yeah, I think he's like the ideological perfect human being in the sense that he's also, you know what I mean? Literally the cop geist, he is. Does Jeffrey Deadstein, does anyone know much about why Foucault is so often characterized as a neoliberal? I mean, in many ways, I think French philosophers, especially contemporary ones, are a little bit tough to read. So one, people already get frustrated with that, understandably so. And I think there is, I think with, in many ways with Foucault, there's a very like, with post-structuralism in general, there is a very reactionary sort of thing that a lot of like older Marxist kind of I want to say, like, just have towards post-structuralism. And I think there's a very I don't think a lot of it's very constructive. And in many ways, it's like our understanding must rely only on ending capitalism. And if philosophy doesn't rely on only ending capitalism, then it's bourgeoisie philosophy. In many ways is how people will think. I think that a lot of Marxists are kind of open about that sentiment. And clearly, like, most philosophy outside of Marxism doesn't, like, their whole goal isn't to just try to end capitalism. It's a very dull, in my mind, idea of what philosophy should be. But although ending capitalism is certainly important in many ways, I'm not an expert on why people don't like Foucault, but those are my sort of just intrinsic sort of, I guess that's just sort of how I would see it, I suppose. I think it's because he doesn't want to stand for the USSR. There is definitely a lot of people who, I would consider, like, most people who sort of, like, most Marxists don't really, like, they're not a big fan of the USSR. Oh, I gotta sneeze. But, sorry, the anti-revisionist Marxists, definitely,
But you still know...
saying anything about, like, bad is something, like, there's like a logic behind it, right? There's, like, the logic being that, like, if you speak poorly about a country that is sort of, like, antithetical or oppositional to the United States, you are hurting them. You are hurting their population. And I think in that we shouldn't do that if we want the U.S. hegemony to fall apart. Well, we can't talk bad about China. Like, we should be very careful we should be very careful with our wording, very careful with how we approach these things. And I'm not, like, against approaching a discussion of, like, geopolitics very carefully, because I think these things are complex, right? China isn't some, like, benevolent or evil country or anything like that. Same with the USSR. These things are very multifaceted, but nonetheless, I think that approach, it gets rid of that nuance, right? It's that, look, it becomes purely political, away from the abstract, right? I'm not a big fan of direct politics at all, as you can tell. I think direct politics is, in many ways, it doesn't, even if your goal is a directly political aim, which we all have directly political aims, directly representing politics it just runs into identification, right? And you become stagnant in your approach. I like abstract politics a little bit better. I think it's a bit more effective. And I don't know. I think abstract politics requires critique.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
Yes, but... and I'm not going to start working here again.
I have everything. You?
Let's ask him questions.
Yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would?
You know, I actually can't think of it.
She went away because none of your business. Extra fine. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
Such cool graphics last time. I know, the game's art style is just unbelievably pretty. People don't like that he was gay and don't want to admit it, so they say something like he's a neo-lib. You know, I think a lot of Marxists never have any issue with, like, people being gay, except like older, right? So, like, in the USSR, they weren't very good about LGBTQ plus rights, but I think that a lot of people, okay, here's another thing. Academia today sort of sucks in a lot of ways, right? And Foucault was one of the most cited academics ever. And so there's this thing where they think Foucault is the reason why education sucks today. And it's not the case. That is, like, so dull. And it's like most of these people have never read Foucault and they don't want to. Yeah. I notice most people, there's only so much time there's only so much time in the world. When most people critique a thinker, they almost never have time to actually read them. They would rather, if they do read anything, read someone that they like. And that just shows you that the goal is to reaffirm a certain position. Yeah.
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in it.
I don't know who killed him.
Did you kill him?
The police. That's your job.
We're going to,
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your mouth.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this?
Why did you have to kill
Do
him?
I have to answer him?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
What are you, an idiot? I haven't killed anyone.
He ignores
Have you killed someone else then?
Let's go.
Not so fast.
Venture into the
You owe me
hardcore?
130 real.
Godspeed. Okay.
No one is saying
Oh.
Well, time to push the eject button. Sounds like a responsibility. You don't like those.
All right. You heard him.
to him. It's madness. Just
Slip away unnoticed. You heard him, guys. Oh my god, we got it! We got it at 28%?
as you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice.
Real mature, man.
Usually, guys, if you fail that check, we're getting all the checks, and I'm not trying to do that. So what happens, guys, when you fail that check, you run away, and then you jump in this handgun motion, and you run into this chick in a wheelchair. It's the funniest shit ever.
The RCM.
I keep failing at failing, man.
What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. That's of course. What? Of course. Where to? Oh, that.
She's relieved.
No problem. Me? I am pleased to meet you too. Of course. Where? What do you mean? Yes.
We're just gonna get her
He knows
gloves.
where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings. No problem. Me? I have a.
There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence.
Well, as you already know, there's a.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it.
Of course.
Her gloves.
Oh, here we
The
go.
feeling that you need.
Sure.
There we go. I need those gloves. Nice. Oh, I could probably go get my other shoe. I mean, if any of you ever get into psych, you'll realize most politics isn't politics. It's literally just where manipulative. Yeah, I mean that's it. Like, but most politics really isn't politics, right? Like we think that, like, talking about politics isn't politics, right? Kind of funny because he name-checked Mao during the Chomsky debate. Learn French, please? I wish I could learn French. I don't know shit about French. Aw, here's the greatest character in gaming history. Dude, Kuno, literally the funniest fucking...
Kuno's got this.
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Goofy Kuno.
Hey kid, a word, police business.
Right in the dick, Kuno. Get right in
Oh, right.
Love it in the dick.
Dude, this whole game is so ridiculous. I love it.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw.
This
is
man's
twitching as if
fucking
trying to
methed
break
out,
free
dude.
From the empire of his body.
All right. His eyes.
The kid is obviously high.
Stop getting.
Kuno, yeah, right in the mouthful.
They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you.
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno.
Throw the rake at him.
You should throw the rake.
They're just sitting there with a dead body, just throwing rocks at him.
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno is not a gardener.
Are you... Kid, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc.
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such. Just take it easy.
The fuck are you talking about?
This kid reminds me of like a really stupid Conor McGregor. Although Conor McGregor's already pretty fucking dumb, but, you know.
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
The fuck?
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got. Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
You have no idea what the usual is.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
Yeah. Alright. Kuno's just slinging fucking rocks up there, dude.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
You should be this stoic. Every fucking Twitter personality in the world. You know, man, I'm really fucking unbothered from all this shit, dude. As you can tell in my picture of me smoking a cig, I'm unbothered, dude. I don't got shit to worry about, man. You know, I'm just doing cool shit all the time to worry about that.
That shit went down.
Alright. Probably climb. Kuno was busy down the road.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Okay.
I don't know. Some fucking... Mesco, or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno is in fucking Night City.
Cyberpunk,
Kuno
dude.
gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Seen anyone
Just a
suspicious
couple
around?
of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Dude, Kuno is so awesome, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
You're testing
I love the
Kuno's
sort of
patience,
arc,
yeah.
though, the sort of tragic arc of Kuno and how, I don't know, there's a little side mission you guys can do. See Kuno's background.
Get lost.
There is, of course, in this entire game, I consider this game like the best definition of like absurd modernism, right? It's like, okay, look, if there's like an idea of this game that, you know, maybe is not purposeful. I feel like this game comes off as very postmodern, something cynical that just makes fun of shit, but oh my god, I feel like that's just the worst reading of this game. I feel like this game, if anything, is just, it's like modernism, right? But it's like an absurd form of it. It's like, look, everything is fucked up, right? Everything is, like, everything is fucked up. There's a lot of weird shit going on. The universe is confusing and chaotic, yet the one core consistency is sort of relationship and how it evolves and the sort of structural nature of relationship itself, how it affects everything. I don't know. I saw a game review of this a couple years ago, and the game review was like, it's just like Disco Elysium is a game of just like absurd sarcasm and critique at all times. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, like it's not. This isn't a very sarcastic game. I mean, there's funny comedic pieces, but I really think that's the wrong reading of this. It's not like this game isn't like cynical at all. Really, it's the exact opposite. All right.
Right, Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, Pig?
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, think about it. Think about that rabid Kuno shit.
He seems glad someone understood what he was going for. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss from behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you!
He's trying to fiddle you.
On you. Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
I'm not doing
Everybody,
anything.
Escalate, Kuno!
Pig's in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Oh, let's fail this. Shut him down. We're gonna punch him, but it's gonna fail. Oh.
You didn't shut him down. Your
Pouch
fat
my
fist
arm
didn't
and
meet
my
its
fucking
target.
knee.
Kuno can't believe this shit! Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can...
The whole charade was about to establish its dominance over you.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up!
Yeah, you deserve this. Trying to show your dick.
Dick to Kuno.
Kuno was scared.
Someone call. I think I really hurt my.
Officer, you need to get up. This is turning into a farce.
That's what you get if you fuck with the Kuno.
That's what you get if you fuck with the Kuno. Alright. Time to get back up. Seems like that really understands. Yeah, so the premise of this game really... yeah, you're a detective. You're a detective, and the world that it exists in is...
Now, how about we go and do something
I
worse?
told you not to
public
tempt
time?
such forces. This game sort of revolves... No, so yeah, you're a detective, and you're investigating this case of a merc being hung from a tree. You are in an area called Martinez. Martinez is like essentially the salt... or Revachol. I can't. Is it Martinez is the city in Revachol, right? And this area you're in is kind of very impoverished, very, very low middle class, salt of the earth. A union kind of runs this place, and it goes between. The story revolves around trade disputes between a corporation and a union. And your guy, as the detective, is like a drug addicted, just like maniac who. Got so fucked up one day he just woke up with amnesia. He doesn't remember shit. So now you're navigating this entire thing with your partner Kim, and that's really it. It's a very simple premise, and the story is quite simple too in many ways. Yeah, psychoanalysis, there was something, guys, I think a lot of people, this is the other stupid, all right, if there's one thing that really bothers me about the whole, I want to say the Marxist critique of anything outside of Marxism is that, especially with psychoanalysis, people are like, get away from the psychoanalysis, this idealist shit. Psychoanalysis is, at its core, incredibly materialist. This is the other problem, too. I've heard like a lot of people like say Deleuze is baldly idealist. No, he's not. Like that comes from someone like who has never read Deleuze, or at least never like it's ridiculously stupid. Deleuze isn't really a psychoanalyst. Deleuze is a materialist at heart. Psychoanalysis at the core is materialist. It's a very material thing. It's not it's not idealist. I don't understand even where that comes from. It almost be I think what happens is these terms, idealist, it becomes just synonymous with like anti-Marxist. That's it. It's really, really quite stupid, and it's really painful to listen to all the time. And it's like, you know, like I talk about it quite a bit, right? Like I talk about like my annoyance because I have to deal with it, right? Like this is like, guys, this is my life. This is like all I do. I do philosophy shit all the fucking time. And I interact with it like on the internet, and oh my god, you run into people who just have the most insanely stupid ideas about what stuff is, and they're very eager to share, right? Like this is the thing, like we are liberals, and the funny thing is, like, being liberals that we are, some of the most liberal people claim, they're like, no, I'm not a liberal. But nonetheless, like, we're liberals, we're very eager to share what we know or what we don't know. We're very eager to do that kind of stuff. And the problem the problem is that like half the time we share shit that we just don't really know much about. And that is, like, in my mind, the biggest definition. Like, that is the most online thing, is to share these opinions around something that you know such a modicum about.
An inconspicuous pile of it's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted.
All right, we're gonna fail this.
Because it's no. There's more to this. You get this straight. Hard to say. It's gone now.
All right. Yeah, like the term idealism doesn't mean anything really to a lot of people who don't read literature, right? Or at least like philosophy. Idealism is shit that's just like utopian, right? Like, I think you put that correctly. And that's not really what it means. Like, idealism's an entire sort of front in philosophy, right? It's sort of consciousness outside of materiality. At the core of it, and to be clear, people don't use it in that way, but I think if we want to be accurate with how we approach these things, you should probably use it in that light, especially if you're discussing philosophy, you know? Let's go get my shoe. I'm gonna go get my shoe back. Almost as if libido, yeah, outside of humanity and psychodynamic psychoanalysis is the integration of anti-humanism. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, we're gonna try to steal this from this guy.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed. Oh, excuse me. Do you... Yeah, man. Calmly. The lieutenant looks out of the window.
What are you doing?
I'm an alcoholic. I need to get my hit.
You could definitely go for some. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not...
No idea. Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from...
No words! Alright, we gotta wake this guy up. No words. You can go, wake up, this is an order. Or you could just scream at him. Dude, this is why this game is just so good. There's just the most stupid shit you can do.
Why the yelling?
No words, just primordial scream. Oh, fuck, it's so good. You're alive, you looked out.
Wait, what? No, he was just sleeping.
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police more than they usually do, at least.
Thank God, no.
We got to defer like corpses to a mausoleum.
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
All right.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, then I'm really...
A little me time in the...
That's the name of my employer. I work...
Here is the corporation. All right.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good.
Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employers.
In their employment.
For one, I can get some goddamn shut-eye. Right,
Alright.
sleep, I say.
I like how this man's against the fetish of labor. I like it.
Nate got it.
They got it.
Measurehead's got it. He's guarding the gate. I just getting...
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess.
We are the workers, the union. Okay, I guess there's also Everard. He's
What about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one
Alright.
falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it, looks like.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You
A
have
wise
a pretty
man.
solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong.
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's...
The lieutenant gives you a little... So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks.
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty.
He rubs his face with the dock worker.
Alright.
The worker. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from.
Primordial darkness. Alright. Let's go get my shoe. Alright. Such a beautiful game. No HUD. Alright. Here we go. Whoa! I don't know what the fuck that was. That is the next Disco Elysium, or whatever, they make. Alright, so we got 2 shoes now.
There they both are.
I hope that they fix the loading screens.
Both copiously.
That is the one problem with this game. It's not really a problem. I have an SSD, so it's not bad. I listen, the minute you get your games on an SSD, SSDs are really cheap nowadays. Guys, I started being like a PC nerd back in like 2014. I can't believe it's been that long. But like SSDs were so expensive, like so expensive. And nonetheless, like I can't remember the type of SSDs now that are for cheap, but they're not someone help me. What's the name of them? They're NVMe SSDs now are really cheap. NVMe SSDs were even more expensive. So I don't know, it's really cool.
It's pretty clear a normal cop. Good. They're balanced.
Yeah.
Comfy.
All right, we got both our shoes. We healed some morale. You should play Metal Gear Solid 2, one of the best. Oh, yeah. Guy, I love Metal Gear Solid. I played... Metal Gear Solid 3 was so fucking good. I played that on the PlayStation. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 is on PC as well.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the living shit. Who knows what you are? How very astute of you.
The idea.
Or you could not do that.
Yes, I should do that.
Good. They'll make you strong. Plus.
Alright, where is she smoking? Cigarette where? Ah, whatever. Let's see if there's weird menu thing. Yep. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah, I guess whenever you turn the menu thing off, it does some weird stuff. Makes sense, though. No, not M2 drives, NVMe. My girlfriend and I recently built a new PC with NVMe drives. Yep, they were cheap as hell, and my god. Yeah, dude. That's NVMe. So like there's I think M2 SSDs, right? The normal sort of just SSD. And those are really fast too. And then there's NVMe's. Like the normal SSDs back in the day were so expensive. And like now NVMe's who are faster than normal SSDs are just so cheap now. It's unbelievable. I in my mind there's no reason to get a hard drive for like if I would ever get a hard drive, I'd get an external hard drive and get everything internal as an SSD.
Hello, sweetie.
I do have an external hard drive for video editing though, for storing stuff.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Does that mean you like me?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw. And
This is
that silly
the
dimple
sweetest
on your
woman
chin.
ever.
But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too...
In another time and place, she might have flirted back.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scattered. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but...
Metal Gear Solid is such a good
away.
series. I recently did about a year ago or two, I did a second playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 5, and good lord, that game was really good. It's such a shame it wasn't finished. Kojima just makes such great games, dude. I really enjoyed Death Stranding as well. Death Stranding was awesome. I didn't think I'd like Death Stranding as much, but I did. And now he's kind of in concept working on another game. It's going to be for Xbox.
This Lena
which
is
is really
wacky
interesting.
enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer.
I don't know what I'm
You look
doing.
rather dazed.
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
I drank so hard I literally forgot
Oh,
everything.
my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? We're in the city of
We're in hell.
Revachol, dear. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
Yeah.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Sure, it's the year 973. All I know is we are approaching the end of time. Wait.
Perhaps, dear. Perhaps.
She is perturbed by your not knowing what year it is, but not by your mention of the apocalypse. The lieutenant studies you. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I'd like to think it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. This is like...
Oh, sweetie. It's
The
really
internal
not.
dialogue of
There used to
internet
be
Marxists who
people
think
thought
about
that way.
China. They're like, I'd like to
Others
think this is
who
the
wanted
inter-
those
the
things, but
fucking
They all went
dictatorship of the proletariat, but I don't think so. Dude, the commentary in this game about communism is the fucking greatest shit ever. There is a part in this where, you know, because you have amnesia, you're like, your guy's like, what's communism? Because he's got amnesia. You know, there's all these political ideologies in this game, and one of your personality traits will say, like, communism's losing all the time. It's trying to do stuff, but losing constantly. It's like the funniest fucking shit, because it's so fucking true. Oh, I love it. Communism's when you lose at fucking everything.
Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the
How
Coalition.
lib of me to say.
We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no
Oh,
dictatorship
me,
of
the actual,
proletariat.
me, the communist, myself. I can still find some light in the fact that as a communist, we lose all the fucking time. Listen, life's too short to be overly cynical. If there's no government, how come there are cops? I'm so disappointed.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation.
I know, isn't it funny?
For
It's
now,
great.
The RCM is always. Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the tree. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new.
But it hasn't
Of
stopped
course,
me.
Sweetie,
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks.
You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his...
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while
She means this.
someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No.
No.
I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guy.
Of course. Then I don't know.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
Partners in backyard corpses catching secrets.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already...
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Yes, and it seems to me that you do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law, someone you can lean on, and even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me.
3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time. Of course, dear.
All right. Ooh, there's money in there. All right. Here we are. Ooh, what's over here? All right. Let's get out of here. All right. Oh, boy. Okay. Got that here. Okay. So, I think probably gonna end the actual Disco Elysium stream. Figured I would do that for a little while. I don't even know how long we've been streaming for. I actually kind of have like a pretty busy day ahead of me, or at least just stuff I'm trying to sorry, excuse me, stuff I'm trying to do. I'm a busy man, what can I say? But I do like to play video games whenever I can, and especially like if I have to sort of I want to get a little bit more into Disco Elysium as to kind of, because I'm making a video about it, I would like to explore at least the emotional sort of commentary on this game. I haven't really touched on that much, but loops back around to the Camus aesthetic. What's great is people make fun of people who think they're the Joker because they wish they could laugh at everything but prefer to dull senses with the Dems. Yeah, it's easier to be angsty, right? It certainly is. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It was a short little stream. I figured I would just kind of start the playthrough for Disco Elysium, and hang out with you guys for just a little bit. I'll next stream I'll do a little bit more of a I want to say like traditional hangout stream where I can interact with you guys better. So yeah, but it was nice hanging out with you guys. And again, this is the first stream since this last video I did, and kind of asking for Patreon support and sort of updating you guys with the situation of the channel. And I cannot thank a lot of you guys enough. Like, it's very, very, very kind and heartwarming. A big uptick in support, and from a lot of people I didn't really know. And that's just so cool. And it's very, especially now that I took the leap to full time, it's super necessary. Hoping. I really it always sucks making videos like that, like this channel could end at some point. Like, it's like and then like also there's something kind of like very uncomfortable with, you know, everyone's uncomfortable asking for money, but what's uncomfortable to me, and it doesn't bother some people. I don't think it bothers a lot of people to take money on Patreon from other people, but it kind of bothers me a little bit. I think it's just like, in many ways, I've worked horrible jobs. I've worked tons of different jobs, especially like in high school and in college, and a lot of them being absolutely horrendous and that didn't pay anything. And I know the value of a dollar, and the idea that like working people who probably have jobs that they really don't like or that are just tough, and the fact that they would actually donate any sum of money to me is just, one, it's touching, yet at the same time it's a little bit sad. The perfect world would be me just making all of my income off of Google ad revenue and then like sponsorships. It's weird to me that from the left, that's not an ethic to work towards as far as content creation. There's the ethic of like, no, I only take working class people's money on Patreon, and I don't get that. I truly don't understand that. But nonetheless, I think, you know, starting this whole thing really, really quickly, being forced to do this full time this soon, it's just such a necessity for this. I wouldn't be able to do it without it. I know. I know every content creator says that, even if they make well over 6 figures a year, they'll always say that. But truly, in this situation, it's so necessary, and you guys keep this entire thing alive. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you again. I wish there was words that I could use to adequately sort of describe my thankfulness, if that's a word. But yeah, seriously, genuinely. Okay, guys, I'm probably gonna head on out of here. I hope that, you know, it was a little fun, a little introduction into Disco Elysium, stuff like that. All right, I will see you guys soon.